Good afternoon. This is Linda Pearl at One Quilting Circle, and I'd like to welcome you into this afternoon's live stream. I do a live stream here on the channel most Tuesdays at noontime, and I have been doing live stream broadcasts through most of 2020 and into 2021. You may find me from my Facebook page, and I have now come over into YouTube. And I'm going to let you know right off the top of the head, at the head of the broadcast, that this is the last live stream I'm going to be doing for 2021. I will be back broadcasting on January 4th, 2022, and I hope you'll join me. And part of this is because it's the holiday season, and part of this is because there's a huge learning curve that I'm finding that goes along with migrating from YouTube to from Facebook to YouTube, and I would like to do it well as opposed to not. So I'm going to take a couple weeks off. I'm going to enjoy the holiday season. I'm going to be doing some homework. You may see things floating up to the surface as I release videos on the channel, but this is the last one for 2021. And the topic for today is because this channel is as much quilting related as it's lifestyle related, kind of wanted to tell you a little bit about um, how I went about selecting this year's or my 2021 word of the year and what I've selected for 2022. There will be a blog post, and I'll put the link information down below. And I am finally going to remind you that if you like the channel content, if you would like to subscribe, that would be fabulous. If you'd like to ring the bell, you get a notification when I go live or when I post a new video to the channel. And I am very excited about the possibilities that YouTube offers me. It's just getting over the hiccups, which stick around. There'll be more, trust me, at any point in time. So, in 2021, the word of the year that I selected was simplify. And simplify has, in all the years that I have been doing this, it's probably been the one that has taught me the most lessons, and will probably have the biggest impact going forward. I am a chronic overthinker. I have joked for years that if you want, that if there's a long way to figure something out to get from point A to point B, I'm the one that's going to take it. And that is not necessarily something that is a good thing. And one of the things that I have learned is that I am a consumer of information and I'm addicted to it. Well, what that addiction has meant is that for a very long time, every scrap of paper I've had has been, notwithstanding what you're seeing here, I've been consumed with finding information and managing information and all that. And we know that the world has changed. So simplification this year has been a lot of digitizing information, a lot of accessing information, a lot of being able to work within um, the new world order as it is. And simplify has taught me a lot of lessons, creatively, um, also in my daily life, working with different people and such. Um, and I'm at the point where um, I was looking around to figure out what I was going to pick for my next word of the year for next year. And I had a couple of interesting candidates when I was looking at it. Deliberate was one. Um, Key was another one that I thought about. And I've actually settled on something that I think has a lot more, um, it will make a lot more sense with the channel going forward. It will make a lot more sense with blog posts and bringing pieces to market and such like that. And that is that I'm going with intentional. Um, I'm going to be spending the next couple of weeks sitting with that, sprinkling it throughout blog posts and such like that going forward. But intentional is going to allow me to basically manage Linda in a way that is more focused and more, which has been a word in the past, and but also more yielding more benefits. So intentional is the word that I have settled on, and I'm actually pretty happy with where that's going to go. Um, Normally, I haven't said a lot about it until we actually got to the 2022 year, but the rules don't apply anymore, and we can kind of work things in, and I can actually have two of them for the next couple of years. I can tell you that Simplify for this Christmas has been very unusual. I live in a home that I've lived in for the better, actually for over 40 years. Boy, that's a wake up call. And I've been collecting holiday ornaments and gifts and such, and I have a basement full. And this year we're going with less is more. I have brought out a few of the favorites. I have pieces of it sprinkled throughout my house, but I have not. It no longer looks like a Christmas ball, and that's actually been really interesting. I have relaxed. I have enjoyed it more already, and it's December 14th today. Um, I'm further along in my shopping. I'm further along in my holiday stuff. I have in the past been known to start holiday projects pretty much like by this weekend and killed myself to get them done. The last holiday project that I had to do was completed 2 days ago. And it's a sense of peace. It's a sense of relaxing and enjoying. And I don't have to kill myself for this. And that's been something that has been very, very hard one for me. Um, but the Simplify is showing up in maybe because I got that out of the way, I left space for other things. Simplify has shown up in my kitchen in an unusual way. I've been collecting cookbooks all the way along. And again, it's cookbooks are another form of information. And I now find information online as opposed to a lot of books. But a couple of years ago, I went to a gluten-free lifestyle, and at the beginning of the holiday season, looked at the bookcase, and it was truly embarrassing. It was just bad. And I literally did the classic pull everything out. I didn't do the spark joy thing, but I pulled everything out and said, okay, this stuff is staying, this stuff is going, whatever. And I gave and donated probably 30 cookbooks that I haven't used in 10 years. Um, I have a few more that I can probably we tweak and whirl that down with. What's amazing is that I have one cookbook for a gluten-free lifestyle, one, whole one. Um, and I will tell you that in the last couple of years, I've been a pretty lousy cook. So I have been sitting with that. I have been looking at it. I have been much more intentional with my cooking. And a couple things have come out of that. I've enjoyed it more. The food's been much better. And it's sort of like I don't dread 5 o'clock anymore. It's been a whole different shift in perspective for that. And I now know what's in my pantry, what's in my freezer. I had when 2020 hit, I had done the buying and I had bought a food saver and all of that, and I had stuff down there, and I had general buckets of stuff. Um, but it was it's been kind of a all right. I don't miss the gut punch that happens when I have to cook anymore. Um, and I've actually made a couple of things that my husband has said, hey, this is actually pretty good, which is kind of nice after all these years. So, simplify equals declutter, and what you keep is equals intentional because it's the focus going forward, what I want to spend my time doing, how I want to have the time that I'm spending doing it. The other part of intentional that factors into this is the fact that I am somebody that has always been characterized as either 51% left brained and 49 right, or 49 left brain and 51 right, depending on where you got me in the process. And for most of 2021, sorry, it's been like 90-10 on a good day. My creative spirit needs a little bit of a reboot. So that's the other reason behind this. I have a beautiful quilt that it's a flimsy that's been a flimsy too long, and it is now time for me to take and quilt it. And I need to spend some time with that, and I need to not feel guilty about the time I spend with that. That's part of the creative journey that I'm on, is honoring that part and feeding that part of Linda so that I can share it with other people and bring it back. And as I go forward and sketch out what the first quarter of 2022 looks like, there will be more time for that built in. There has to be, because this is just, I'm at a point where it's a good time to take a break. So there may be things popping up throughout the holiday season on the channel. This is not the longest YouTube I'm ever going to do, but I have a commitment that I'm going to do these periodically. The blog post will include the link. I'll include the link to the blog post this afternoon when I get up there. And I hope that you have a healthy and peaceful holiday season. The world is still a very chaotic and strange place, and there are a lot of people living in bubbles. And I hope that you have a peaceful and a simple Christmas. It's for all of us. I think that's what we need. So I will talk to you later. I'll be back here on Tuesday, January 4th at noontime, and I look forward to talking to you then. And in the meantime, if you like the content, please share the information in the channel, and look forward to 2022 growth. Thank you.